What it do, man? It's your boy Battle Truth coming to you live and direct from the Battle Truth headquarters. Let's get right off into this. Hip Hop is Real was interviewing the CEOs of the URL, Smack and Beasley. And on their last question, this came up concerning a particular battle rapper.
And lastly, the fans keep, they basically made their mind up. They want to see moving Surf. They want to see, when Surf come home, they want to see you put that together. They want to see that when you go around platform.
Free to wave. You already know. Free to wave. You know what I'm saying?
The argument started on your stage.
Surf too. Bees spoke to Surf.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, I spoke to him yesterday. He was in great spirits. He discussed battling the 26. You know what I mean? So
wow, exclusive.
So we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens. It's still, nothing is set in stone. But
right.
We spoke extensively yesterday.
Well.
Okay, so according to what we just heard, Surf will be returning in 2026. So apparently he's getting out of prison in 2026. For those of y'all who is aware, Surf was indicted a few years ago under the Rolling 60s indictment that took place, where him and a lot of Rolling 60s actually got indicted under the RICO law for murder, extortions, robberies, drugs, firearms. And Surf was the first one to take a plea under that particular indictment. And in that indictment, according to the paperwork, Surf cooperated with the authorities that may have led to other Rolling 60s on getting sentenced to prison. Now, that's all in the paperwork and documentation. Whether people want to believe it or not, or try to cover it up or not, that's a fact. Now, we seen in battle rap that that's one thing that they don't play with when it comes to brothers being accused of snitching. They hold that over rape, okay? Now, with that being said, we saw how that hurt a few people in their battle rap career that they ain't even able to bounce back from. Clone to Adi Boom to Kid Slade to Bad News. Now, all those names I said, what do they have in common? That for the most part, they like low-tier battle rappers. We have yet to have a battle rap major superstar be blackballed as a result of snitching. And Surf is one of the top 5 most popularist battle rappers. So I asked this question in his homecoming of 2026. Will they have the same energy when it comes to Surf as they did when it came to Adi Boom, Kid Slade, Bad News, and Clone? Will they have that same energy? Because when you're popular and when you have a heavy fan base and when people actually really like you, these things go overlooked, and they don't hold people like him under the same standard as they do of those who not as popular as him. And as I look at what's going on in battle rap, they don't really talk about it. When that paperwork came out on him exposing that, you didn't hear really battle rappers talking about that at all, which lets you know that's the temperature in which it will be when he returned. They're not going to hold him accountable for what he did. They would rather believe what he said over the paperwork anyway. Even though anybody in their rightful mind with common sense knows when you actually read the documentations of the transcripts that 100% he snitched, he told. Because the question they're asking him is not based upon what he exclusively did alone. He's speaking in a whole on behalf of the organization by which he is indicted with. They're asking him questions like, did y'all do this? Did you and others do this? See what I mean? And he's answering on behalf of the organization or enterprise by which they are indicted. And he's the first one to take that plea, which means anybody coming after him is automatically guilty because he's speaking on behalf of them as a leader when taking the plea. And when I look at battle rap, and when I look at what it's about, I don't see no one holding him accountable like they did those others. I'm really looking at like, who would really call him out on this? Who would really call him out on this as battle rappers? We know the league's not, because they want his person on their platforms. So they're not. We know a lot of these battle rappers not, because they want his relationship. They want his favor. They want his connections. They want to be in his presence. They want to rub off and feed off and capitalize off whatever he's willing to drop at his table. So they're not going to call it out. These same rappers who were very aggressive against the others I named, but is going to find any reason they can to give Surf an excuse. Even though clearly in the documentation, he's speaking in the transcript as we. We is plural, not singular. And not once did he mention in the transcripts that he acted alone in the things that he was accused of by which he were indicted under. All his questions is answered in the plural of others. And they're going to ignore that too. I don't wish nothing bad on the brother, but I'm just saying that y'all going to have the same energy for him as you did with the others. Because people are very selective based upon who they like. They very selective based upon who they like. And I know for the most part, just keeping it real, if you friends with somebody, of course, if you're a real genuine friend and family member there, you don't blast them on the internet. You don't expose what you know about them on the internet, because that would mean you wasn't a genuine, true friend. So those people like that do have a pass. Unless you are one of those friends who said, no matter what, I don't care if it's a friend. If you snitch and roll over on other people, I don't want nothing to do with you. And that still don't mean you blast them. You could just disassociate yourself without blasting them. But I'm just saying, for the most part of those who have been accused of these things that was revealed before Surf, who the community went hard against and on at the same time, one saying they were friends of theirs to some degree, is this same energy going to be held in the same standard when it comes to Surf? I just don't believe it. I really don't believe it at all. I don't think so. They're going to make up excuses all day long. And the thing about it when it comes to Surf is, I hope he got his mind right. I hope he got his heart right, and that he really mean what he's saying this time when it comes to his family, his children. And I believe these things need to be exposed so you won't go back to these things. I believe if you don't hold brothers like that accountable for what they did, you enable them to continue to do the things they did by which they don't change. When a person is to the dead wrong in things, they need to be called out and exposed on those things so it can keep them in check. He needs to understand, this is why I'm no longer affiliated with gangs. This is why I want to be a better father. This is why I want to be a better son. This is why I refuse to ever go back to prison again over these type of things. And these things help, especially when it's said from people who actually have your best interests. Just keeping it 100 with you. But I already know how this culture go. I've been here long enough. They not gonna hold them accountable. They not gonna have that same energy against them if they do others. This community really love the fact of actually riding coattails of other people who more successful. We really in the community of praise and exaltation. Like if you're a person who have a platform, a strong following, you can almost get anybody to actually agree with and side with you and sweep under the rug a lot of things that others would be shamed for as a result of your influence. As a result of your influence and who you are. Because that's actually real though. Because I guarantee you, if it wasn't surfing, it was anybody else with those documentations and paperwork, they would be called out on that. They would literally be called out on that. Now I would say this. Now, if I'm being honest, if I am to think of a battle rapper who will actually tell the truth about that, I say Serious Jones. I think Serious Jones would say it. If Serious Jones knew the paperwork, saw the paperwork, he'll say it like, no, that's snitching. He'll say that. He'll be like, no, that's snitching, my nigga. You told on them. Serious Jones will say it. I don't really see nobody else saying it. Nah, I don't really see nobody else saying it. Nah, I don't see nobody else saying it. Serious Jones will say it though. I'm going by rappers who will really say it and won't be sugarcoating nothing and compromising it. He definitely will say it. Some rappers I don't expect to say it because again of their relationship with him, and I know once again if you really friends with somebody, you don't have to put them out there like that. And you could disassociate if that's what you believe. If you could disassociate without disrespecting, and those would be rappers like Arsenal, rappers like Rock, rappers like Geechee, rappers like Hitman Holla, rappers like Jazz, rappers like Suge, rappers like Twerk. And the reason why I say that is because they literally have a genuine relationship with him. So I wouldn't expect for them to call him out or blast him over the internet as a result of him rolling over on the other guys. You know what I mean? Because again, you don't have to do that. That's just like y'all know Dolo, my guy. But if Dolo sniffed on somebody and sent them up the river, I wouldn't go on the internet blasting it because I had genuine love for the brother because he was my brother. Now, disassociating myself as a result of what he did indifferently, I don't have to broadcast it in order to be so-called true to what I believe I'm taking a stand for. So I wouldn't do that. And I don't think other persons like Rocknum would neither as a result of that. But for the ones who not really friends with him, who actually so-called, covered his stuff and held the other ones accountable, that's why if you look at this whole thing, it's all fake for the most part. It's all fake for the most part. But this is the code that people say. This is what they broadcast. This is what they entertain. No snitching, no this, no that. They really strong on that. But I'm exposing that to be fake too, because again, it's selective based upon who you like, who the person is. If the person don't have that type of status like that, but yeah, he have a name to which he's acknowledged, but he don't have the status of someone as a surf or other person, they'll kill him. They'll ride all day on him. But when it comes to surf, nah, they gonna give him a pass. They gonna excuse it. Let surf charges been given to somebody like Jack Boy or Cortez, you know what I mean? Or, a Charlie Clips, somebody like you know, Clean Paper or somebody, they'll be riding all day against them on that. They'll be riding against them all day long on that. But because it's Surf, they're not gonna say nothing. Trust me. They can't wait to receive him. They can't wait till he get out. They looking forward to being in his presence. So they definitely not gonna hold them accountable on that. With that being said, it's your boy Battle Truth. It ain't my judgment, that's a question. It's yours. Surf returns 2026. URL trying to set him up to battle Mook as his first battle, his first homecoming battle. Now I know Mook gonna say it in a battle, but I don't think he'll just call him out in person on it. We'll see. With that being said, it's your boy Battle Truth. It ain't my judgment, that's a question. It's yours. Subscribe to Battle Truth.